This is an educational video which is showing the end-to-end process on mosaic art projects for people who want to make a good living by creating custom-made mosaic art project for clients. So no fancy edits, just experience. The construction area and installing process. Because this mosaics was planned to install them at a house at Alono village and which is at the Trodos. The installing process for this mosaic project. Okay, I will open it this way. Excuse me. So I don't think that this is the first picture here. So we arrived over there and we just realized that the guys are still starting to lay the floors, the floor tiles. So means something that we don't expected was we had to wait a lot till our mosaic, the time will come to install the mosaic. So we was waiting and it was really cold, I have to say. It was cold, but you always have to take in consideration about that the construction area works not like in the workshop, not as planned always. So the guys laid tiles on the floor. Then we had this wall over here. This is not a regular cement based plaster or how you call that. These are panels actually, especially for bathroom. And the thing is, hold on. By the way, you can see the box in here. I will come up to that wall. I will follow up later on. So it is important to show up with your mosaics in a box or somehow like, in a package which looks a bit, it doesn't look good like that, like this here. They look more professional, no problem. I just had something printed out and just stick it on the sides, which is better than showing up with your mosaics in your hand and stuff. These are the borders, if you remember, for the top, and here you can see actually the pieces, the mosaic pieces here, like that. So it's kind of important how you show up over there. And I wish I could make it like this, but it cost too much at that time and wasn't that professional and whatever. So if you notice, these guys are using kind of white adhesive. This is something ready to use, it's like that. It looks like a yogurt almost. There is no water inside. And the reason of that is these panels are not very water friendly. They are a bit water friendly, but not that much. So we had to use kind of a mortar which has no water inside. You can find this also at the link in the description below, what kind of mortar this is. And so we had to wait till the guys came up until here. So the mosaics will place it here, so we had to wait, in short. Finally, a very bad photo, but nothing to do about that right now. This is how we start. This was the first piece, and that was the second. And then you first put, logically, first that one, and the upper one will come up here. And they will, this one is pushing a bit this one is pushing a bit this ceramic tiles. For this, we'll show you what to do. He's moving tiles around, So we use this kind of a spacer here that you use normally for ceramic tiles. This thing was really solid. It was almost like a tile, felt like a tile. It wasn't bending or something. And so we use these spacers here, plastic spacers, to to create the right joint, the gap between the ceramic tile and the mosaic. I don't think we use some over here, no. So here you can see how important it is to have the right sizes, you know. Otherwise that one will stay a bit up and then the other will stay a bit down, and it's not a good idea. So another terrible image, but it shows a lot. So yeah, no spaces in here. I believe it's because of visual reasons. If you put spaces and you will have a grout color here, it will destroy the whole, the how you call that, the visual look. But we have some spacers in here. Also spaces in here, because the guys was continuing to lay the tiles. Okay. Oh, we have spacers in here, but not in the vertical way. They just put it in a horizontal way. I can imagine why. It's because, okay, the guys continuing. I can't show you, so you can see. Okay, another picture, another picture. Also here you see you have the space correctly. It's drying very fast, so we have taken this all. The installation was created in one day, in 6 or 7 hours, I believe. Here we have still some spacers. Another photo, you can see space here, the gaps. I want to show you something, but I can't find it right now. Okay, the spaces he used also here in the middle is to, you know, get in the same line with this 1, 2, 3 tiles. Okay, I don't have the correct photo for this, unfortunately, but it is to have, you know, the same 1, 2, 3 tiles in here. Otherwise we will have a half tile like, so we had to put the spacers in here to create a line in here, and the same line will follow in that direction. Then he continued to lay the tiles, and he started to put the borders, a terrible photo, shaky and blurry. And this is how it was. You see the spaces again, right here. And we had some left, some borders left, because we made more than we needed, just in case, you never know. Sorry, what's going on? So he also, the space owner also wants to have a mirror frame or something like that in here, so we cut them in half, and we used one line around a mirror. The mirror will be placed in here later on. Yeah, and this is how the finalized work looks like. That's me, I believe. It was because of the design. It ends over here. And as I told you, we made more than needed. Here are 2 pieces of C1 in here and the other one in there. Just in case, because you never know if sizes will not fit or some. I wasn't stressed really. Yeah. So this was about the installation process, and this is the final look. We have no photos during the grouting, but the grout was kind of a light gray. You can maybe see it in here, a terrible photo, but it looks the way I want it to look. It's almost fit the design, and the client was happy, and I was happy too. You see the jacuzzi in here and stuff, and a nice wall in blue, and this whatever. You can support the artist if you think this video was helpful for you. You can do this by buying goods designed by the artist. Thank you.